Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy, where we are continuing our special series, providing our opinions based on documents that are available to the public in the matter styled as Idaho versus Kohberger. And in our last episode, we noted that on February 28th, 2023, there are a voluminous number of documents that are dated February 28th, 2023, that are available to the public. Recall that we have provided some insight and discussion that there are quite a few items that are not on the public docket, that are filed behind the scenes, that are under seal, that are confidential, that are not within the reach of the public's viewing. But on that day, February 28th, there were almost 40 items that were filed. And with the exception of the motion that we had addressed in the last episode, everything else was in order. One of the orders that I want to talk to you about today is the order on that motion, which was also entered on February 28th, 2023. So if a motion is an application for a court order for something or other, and the order itself comes on that motion on the same day, we can appreciate the fact that the ruling came very quickly. But it states here, order temporarily sealing the stipulation to release property and related documents pending hearing. This order is temporary. It is effective until April 1st, 2023, or further order of the court, whichever occurs first. We know that because the last line before the signature block and the date says so. And it grants the motion. It says, yes, party, which was the prosecution, you will now have what you've asked for. And what they asked for was in the motion to seal the stipulation to release property and all related documents, that the court do what the court has done here, which is the court does hereby confirm and order, ORDER in capital letters. And here comes the ruling, that the stipulation to release property and all related documents, including Exhibits A and B in this order, are confidential, exempt from disclosure, and are sealed in capital letters. Appear sealed here in this order pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule 32G1 for the reasons stated in the motion. What were the reasons stated in the motion? We talked about them. There were several in our last episode. The one that really caught my attention, and it is quite frankly puzzling to me, is the reason that if these items are disclosed, that someone's personal safety could be at risk. And we addressed the fact, and I still continue to address the fact here, and this is June 7th, 2024, when I'm recording this. Why is it that this information could potentially harm someone else? No one else has been arrested in this case as of this date. Is it a potential defendant out there that they're talking about? If that's the case, that's quite frightening to think that for all this time, and we're nearing 2 years since the crimes happened, that there's a potential defendant out there. Is it a confidential informant? Is it someone who has provided information of use to the prosecution that pointed the finger at Mr. Kohberger? That has never been confirmed. It's been hinted at in some of the objections and in a recent filing in May 2024 by the defense, but the prosecution has never come out and said, yes, there is a confidential informant in this case. Maybe they did. Maybe that's in a document under seal. And again, because none of this information here about what the motion pertained to, what stipulation, signed by who, what documents that are related to the same, none of which were described, much less published on the docket, what's Exhibit A contain, what's Exhibit B contain. None of that information was also released in the application for that court order, the motion that this order is based on. I want to thank you for joining us today here at the Indie Zone, and I hope that you will join us again when we will review other orders that were entered on February 28th, 2023.